Hey everyone, I'm Stacey Page. Welcome to Morning Vibes, where we reflect, grow, and elevate together. So I am going to bring on Michelle Sloan. And just if you're not familiar with Instagram Live, the way it works is Michelle has to send me a request, and then I have to press a couple of buttons for us to come onto the page together. So that's kind of what's happening when you're seeing me do all of this. So here she is, just waiting for technology. Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Nice to see you. So today we wanted to talk about morning practices, morning rituals, why they're so powerful, why you want to consider doing them, and then we're going to share with you some of our favorite rituals to do, rituals and practices. So Michelle, maybe do you want to talk to us a little bit about first, like why we should do them, why they're so powerful before we get into our specific practices that we love?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, when we set the tone for the day, then we have less of a tendency to react to what's happening around us. I think for me, morning rituals help build a foundation for my day, right? They have an intention setting element to it. It helps me to align for my day to thrive. So that's why I like to create it. But I also think it creates a very centering, peaceful place within me that I like to start my day with.
Yeah.
Because for me, the idea is to feel like focused and empowered. But I also think morning rituals are about nurturing your mind, your body, your spirit, right? Because the world pulls us in so many directions. And so, where's our attention being directed to? And I think when we can start our day with a morning ritual, our body goes where our mind directs it.
Yeah, I love that. And I agree. And I think it's kind of a combination of all of that for me.
Mm-hmm.
I always think of it as almost like putting my day into a GPS first thing in the morning, rather than just kind of going out into the day and letting the world happen. And as you said, be more reactive. I feel like I put my day into the GPS, I get to guide it. And I find that in starting in that peaceful place, I am able to be more responsive to what happens because we know we don't control everything and some things are going to just happen. But I feel like I'm more responsive versus reactive.
Absolutely. And it really helps you to enhance like tapping into your inner wisdom or your inspiration, but it also can really enhance like that feeling of new beginnings, like we're starting a new day.
Yes.
So that's what I feel like when we set our intention in the morning. But it's different. Like sometimes if you people like to set their intention before they go to bed, right? And that's more of a releasing to me when I'm like a nighttime ritual versus a morning. It has a difference of energy, but also of intention.
Yeah, I agree. And there's something about that too. Like it's just that reminder that every day we do have that chance to begin anew. So nighttime is wonderful. I love ending with a gratitude practice or something to just kind of release the day, maybe reflect a little bit on it, and then get myself into a good sleep. And then in the morning, it's like, okay, new day, fresh start, always a choice to begin anew, and just taking that moment, like I said, to drop it into the GPS. Do you have any favorite ones that
Oh,
you
well,
recommend?
funny that you should say that because I brought my favorite book, which I gifted this Christmas, but it's Melanie Beattie, which she just actually made her transition this past week. It's Journey to the Heart. It's a daily reading book, and she's so inspirational to me. What I like it's just a few minutes. It's really easy. This is my go-to, but there's always something new. There's always something you come across that you need at the time you need it. I mean, for a long time, I followed Danielle Laporte, and she had truth bombs, and they were cards. And then I got the app because I'm not always where the cards are. So that was more of a inspirational quote, something to reflect on or contemplate on. I think today's was a strong mind looks forward, not backwards.
Oh, I love that.
That was her.
And
So it's
you
just
just
a nice quote to reflect on through the day, right?
you just reminded me because I forgot that what something I do every day that I wasn't even thinking of it as my morning ritual. Every day I pull one of my angel cards. It's
Yeah.
just that one word, and I let three collect at a time, and then I, put them away. But I completely forgot that that's actually something I do. Because I usually do that after my morning ritual, but
Mhm.
it's still part of it. So with your book, do you follow do you follow in order, or do you allow yourself to like open up to whatever page you feel drawn to?
You know, normally I'm the, oh, pick what my body wants kind of girl, but this book, I follow it. I follow the date.
I love that. Excuse me. I love that. Um, so I have two, excuse me, I have two really favorite practices that are my go-to. Sorry, allergies are starting to kick in Raleigh. I have two that I go to. One, and I don't do the same thing every day, but one of them that I find, like, because there are some days where I wake up and I just feel heaviness. I feel the weight of the world on me. I feel like, oh God, like the thought of getting out of bed and getting into my day is
Hmm.
so heavy on me. So for those times, I always have a notebook and a pen next to my bed, and I'll just pick up. It's like it's excuse me, it's morning pages, and I'll do stream of consciousness writing. So I'll decide either 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and I like pen to paper. I prefer that to electronic, and I just write. And when I get to the 5 minutes or the 10 minutes, if I want to go further, if more's coming out, I will, but I make myself at least go to the 5 or the 10 minutes. And what I find is on those mornings, whatever is causing that weight, that anxiety, that feeling of heaviness comes out onto the page. It leaves my body, it goes to the page, and then I have some space. Um, so that's one of my favorite ones that I go to on those mornings, which thankfully I don't have many of those anymore, but I used to have, that's where I got very
Yeah.
comfortable in them. And then another one that I love, it's a meditation that I do, and I can do it while I'm lying down. I don't have to get up. I don't have to do anything. I just open up my eyes and I can go right into it. And I connect to my breath, and I drop in. It allows me to drop into that essence, that energy inside of, I call in joy. I don't call in, I drop into joy and spread
Mhm.
out from there. And then light, and then love, and then I put my day in how I want my day to go. And I'm actually going to put it in the comments because I did it this week, knowing we were doing this talk, and I made that as part of my week that's going to go out to my subscribers. So I do a weekly 5 minute podcast. So
Mhm.
I did that meditation podcast, so it'll be there, and it's one of my favorite things to do. So I wanted to share it, just to breathe into that lovely space, like you talked about earlier, that stillness, and align with that energy to move out into the day. I feel makes a huge difference to
Yeah,
when
having
I
that
don't do that.
structure really helps clear that mental clutter. It sets, the intention, but it's like grounding practices. There's so many to do. Meditation, breath work, journaling, they all regulate our emotions and they help us to even reduce stress. But like when we start our day, even with like a ritual of a juice shot or um, a prayer or a Bible verse or whatever we're doing to connect, to create that sacred space within us. I mean,
Yeah,
there's so many options. Sometimes I just imagine like a white light coming in through the top of my head, my crown chakra, and I just imagine it like like an internal shower, like washing away any clutter, any aches or pains, or any. Even if I have like a little stress or whatever it is, like I just let it all kind of go out the bottom of my feet. Just something just simple. Even if, you're in a rush, you can do it in the shower, in the car,
yeah.
or whatever it is. But I mean, I know it's every day, but I think it's the majority of the days when we have that intention, it brings like meaning to my day at least. I know that I feel disciplined in connecting to a morning ritual.
Yeah, and it really is taking an active part in co-creating your day versus just blowing around in the wind. It's, we co-create with the universe always, whether we do it consciously or unconsciously. And it's really just setting out our day, or I look at it as really just starting our day, choosing to consciously co-create
Mhm.
with the universe. And I love that light one because I love what you just said, that you can do it when you're in the shower, because sometimes we don't have time in the morning. Sometimes as soon as our eyes are open, we've got to get up and get going. Um, so I love that one, to just be in the shower or be brushing your teeth
Mhm.
and be able to focus on that. Another one I love when there's not a lot of time is just using an affirmation.
Yes.
Again, while you're brushing your teeth, while you're in the shower, while you're getting dressed, rather than getting into the to-do list, just start with an affirmation or a couple of affirmations to elevate your energy to where you want to be and what you want to be feeling.
Mhm. Actually, I know somebody who writes a what not to do list, and I thought, oh, that's
Oh,
fascinating.
interesting. Very interesting. I'd love to see that
I mean,
list.
we're always writing to-do lists, right? Constantly. Even if it's a weekly what not to do list. I thought, yeah, and some people are more ritualed just on the weekends, right? Like they like to listen to their favorite music that's super inspirational to them, or meditate or chant.
Yeah.
So I think maybe it's not every day that you have like a ritual where you can meditate for 20 minutes and then have your tea and then whatever you're doing. I think it can be just for a few minutes.
Yeah. Like the
To,
weekend or whatever the day off can be something that's a little bit bigger, something that's a little bit more self-care, more nurturing, more in depth, and just to have a regular one in the morning of the light coming through and moving out any of the clutter, or an affirmation, or just anything that can go along with what what you're doing, so that you don't have to wait till the weekend, or you don't have to wait until you have time to do something. You can incorporate it. Yeah, it's a lifestyle, right? Incorporate it into your life.
yeah,
I love that.
honoring yourself and just remembering either your purpose, your goal, or just something sacred, I think really helps our well-being, right? It assists in our well-being.
Yeah,
And even like you were saying, where you call in, a word or what you want to feel, sometimes it's just asking a question. Like if I'm not feeling something,
yeah,
if I'm feeling kind of like stuck or not really looking forward to the day, I might take that situation I'm feeling and reverse it to what the opposite is. So it'd be like, well, what would it take? And then create a question with it. So what would it take for me to feel lightness? Or
right.
what would it take for me to feel motivated right now? What would it take for me? Whatever the question is, whatever you want to feel opposite, it can help shift, because then your mind starts, well, I could have my treat of a coffee, with my favorite cream or something, that feels like extra, like, okay, that will feel nice
Yeah,
and soothing, or, oh, I'm gonna wear my favorite blouse, or, what I mean, you can start with the little things that are going to create what it is.
I love that. And the way I hear it too is it gives your soul, your true self, your little girl self, whatever we like to refer to that part as, it gives it a say and a voice. And it's like, the day ahead feels like very heavy, but oh, if I could just wear my favorite blouse, I would feel lighter. It just gives a little bit of freedom and allowing of our creativity to come forth, right? It's like the essence of us to come forth and speak. I love that. And
Yeah, it's all about creating and cultivating habits, right? Whatever habits you have that cultivate the life you say you want. I think that's what the importance is around morning rituals, whatever it is for you. And I would love for people to comment in, what some of their rituals are, because sharing them, I'm always up for trying something new, whether it's just
yeah,
grounding outside in the grass for 2 minutes, or go cold plunge, or,
yeah,
whatever that is, because that can shift your energy physically, right? So sometimes it's emotional, but sometimes it's physical.
yeah. And I think that's why I don't do the same things each morning. I will do something because I do want to be co-creating, and I do want to be actively part of that. But I don't do the same things every day, because I wake up different every day. Some, like as you said, sometimes there's something else that I want to participate in to be able to get my day going.
Yeah. Yeah.
Having a, like, yeah, if people want to drop into the comments, and then you can see something new, or um, like I said, the angel cards, which is just so simple, just to pick up a word. And then that word, for anybody who doesn't know, these are little angel cards and it's just one word: light, trust, love, whatever the word is. And I always let my energy kind of guide to which one it wants to pick. And I feel like it's a message coming for me of what to embody in my day. Um, and then, as you talked about Danielle Laporte's cards, I have a lot of
Yeah.
physical card deck, and they're all in front. And I'll just stand in front and go to which one I feel called to, and go to which one I pull out. And that's a little bit more of an in-depth message. But I always feel that it's my higher self and the universe conspiring with what I need to hear. There's a little message in there.
Yeah, and I like to share the message. So a lot of the times I'll take this Melody Beatty book and I'll take it with me if I have like early clients at 10 or 11. And it's one of the things I didn't get to, but keep a copy in my work bag because now my clients are looking forward to like the daily reading, right? And I'll take a picture and send as part of their reflection. So it's also, if you're sharing it, then you're teaching what you know, and then everybody else can work towards having that mind body connection because that's, really self care is where we thrive. I say it all the
Yeah.
time, but what are we doing for self care? It doesn't have to be a whole spa day. Like
Mm-mm.
30 seconds of your morning can set a tone.
Yeah. And in fact, I feel like self care is just that. A spa day is great, but I feel like true self care it's the daily habits. It's just the daily habits that are going to give us what we say we want.
Mm-hmm. And what's nice is if you want to learn a daily habit, you can take a breathwork class, a meditation class. Sign up for your weekly blog where you gift the meditation. I know that I'm doing a retreat. It's like a half day retreat on the 23rd of March, and it's sound bath, breath work, journaling, intention setting. So you can learn it in a more school type environment or at home environment and then pick up. Like it's nice to try things to see, well, I like this. Can I incorporate it into my life? So I think challenging yourself, and getting out of your mind, like, oh, that's weird, or, oh gosh, I could never do that. Well, maybe you could, and maybe it's not weird. And where could it lead you? So I always encourage my clients or friends or family, like try something new, say yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And I like that out that to me always drops into the to a daily spiritual practice, which morning ritual is part of in a way, but my daily practice is always a little bit more involved.
Mhm.
And part of that is always, as you said, taking that course, learning something new. Um, so you get the benefit of that day being able to really dive in. And then, as you said, if there's something's going to resonate there, if you're being called to something like that and you're willing to go into a course or a class or a workshop, there's something that you're being drawn to. There's something in it for you. And
Mhm.
I feel there's always takeaways. It's like, oh, this is a perfect breath practice to do when I'm feeling really anxious and I just can't even ground, or if I feel like I'm way flighty and I need to ground, this is the great practice for it. I think that's so helpful.
Yeah. A couple of things that I learned that I really like to share as well is, I do access bars. It's a modality, and they have a lot of classes. And one of their key phrases is all of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. And you say it 10 times. And when you
Mm,
start your day programming that, like whatever you're doing, you start to think, okay, if all of life does come to me, like all of life, every aspect of it with ease, how nice would
yeah,
that be? Joy, we all need to seek out the joy. I mean, joy is that light emotion,
yeah,
where everything else can be really heavy and it lingers. So we have to seek out the joy. Um, and glory, right? Just be in that magnificence of the magic, I think is a great reminder.
yeah. And I think that in doing it the way that you just said, first of all, we're aligning with it, right? We're actually aligning with it. We're plugging it into our subconscious mind. And then that, again, I say the GPS, that's navigating us. And now we're going to be more open to seeing when those opportunities and possibilities are there, whereas they may always be there, but we're not seeing them. We're not seeing that, oh, this is that moment. It's very intentional,
Yeah.
as we talked about earlier, just intentional for the day, which I
Yeah.
think is so powerful.
And we both studied for Center Spiritual Living as spiritual practitioners, and they even have acronyms. Like their prayer is a 5-step prayer, but they can simplify it into God is, I am, I know, I give thanks, and I let go. So it's a quick. That's a way we pray, but it's knowing that you're connected and aligned with spirit, knowing that there is that powerful source that your I know is what you know for sure, which is the the spiritual aspect of God qualities that you have that you can align with, and then just giving thanks, and then just letting it go, releasing. It's impersonal, right, into that universal presence that can align. So there, you can shorten anything, right, to have that soul connection. You don't have to, draw out on your knees a 10-minute prayer or whatever you're doing or however you pray. It can be something just that simple.
Yeah. And I think that the more that you do it, the more that one does it, then you sort of figure that out on your own, right? It's like, well, this makes sense to me, and this makes sense to me, and this is how I feel connection, and this makes me feel better, right? This makes me feel better, and now I see things, but I'm not reacting to things. I'm able to respond. It's like we just kind of learn as we practice
Hmm.
and then see things. Well, oh, I am going to try that, or oh, well, yeah, this is pretty long, but Michelle did say, yeah, this is what really resonates with me. The rest of it I don't really need, because these few words are going to get me to where I want to be.
Yeah. The whole thing about practice too is once we're practicing it, okay, we're kind of thinking about it, we're making an effort. But then when it aligns with us and it becomes part of us, it's just like a natural thing of who we
Yep.
are. You don't have to think about it anymore. It just happens. It's just like people get up, they go press the coffee button. They don't think about it. They're programmed to do it,
Yep.
right? They've set the intention and aligned with it.
And those are the intentions, like those habits are the habits. Again, I keep going back to that. Those are the habits that are going to bring us more of what we want. So, as you said, be intentional about it. And then all of a sudden it goes on autopilot. Now, all of a sudden it's autopilot on our subconscious mind. Now, our days are just flowing with more ease, with more grace. We're responding more than we're reacting. We're seeing signs, synchronicities. We're aware of possibilities. Um, I agree, and it really does start with just that few minute of intention in the morning, and then it will take on its own life.
Absolutely. I love morning rituals. I'm encouraging everyone to try one. And if you want to reach out to either Stacey or I, if you need some ideas, we're here.
I love it.
Yeah. So until next time, stay grounded, stay inspired, and keep rising.
I love it. Bye, everybody.
Tracy.